What's up everyone, in this video I'm going to talk about the Nikon 40f2 lens for the Nikon Z mirrorless system. And we're going to see if it's an underrated or overrated lens. This Nikon 40f2 lens was released back in 2021. And if you didn't know, Nikon did make a 40f2 lens. That one was a pancake lens similar to this one, but it was a manual focus only lens. And I believe this is a nice nod to that old lens too. And let's just get straight to the specs of it. The Nikon 40f2 has a filter thread of 52mm. The maximum aperture is f2. The minimum aperture is f16, and it weighs in at just 170 grams or just 0.37 pounds. Have it in your hands and it's gonna feel very light. Let's just get to one of the good things I like about this lens is that I really do like how portable it is. Here it is next to my 51.8G, my 24 to 70 f4 lens, the 18 to 55, the Sigma 35 1.4 art, and my Tamron 45 1.8. So I think the size of this lens makes it for a perfect street photography lens, especially if you like walking around the street without like a huge lens in front of your camera. That way it doesn't look like it's provoking anyone or it's really intimidating to anyone on the street. And another reason why I like this lens is the weight. When I attach it to my Z6 or the Z50, it feels really well balanced and very light compared to the heavier f-mount lenses. And as you can see here, when I put this lens side by side with the FTZ mount and a 35 art or my 45 1.8, it is a lot smaller than these lenses, so that's one of the reasons why I really do like using this lens for street photography or for portraits, or if you're just walking around town. It's not heavy, it's very light, and it's not going to put a lot of stress on your hands. And another good thing I like about this lens too is the autofocus. It's actually very fast and very accurate. You can barely hear the autofocus too. So yes, the autofocus is actually very nice. If you have the Z6, Z50, it's very fast from my experience with it. And just to the bad stuff, it's not really bad, it's just me nitpicking on it. You know, for $300 or the price you pay for it, it feels very plasticky. It feels very kind of flimsy but sturdy at the same time, but mostly it feels like a plastic toy lens. It's not really a bad thing, but vignetting is a little apparent on super bright days, but it's not super horrible compared to my 35 1.4 art. It's not really a bad thing, but if you're pixel peeping, it's not the sharpest. If you bump it up to like f2.2 to 2.8, it will get a little sharper, but if 99% of your work is on social media, I don't think you should worry about that, because when I shared my 40f2 portrait images on my Facebook and my Instagram, I was asking to see if they could tell if it was a 51.8 or 40f2, and it was really hard to tell, and I'm gonna get back to that real quick here too. So I took this lens with me to get portraits just to test it out, and it really surprised me how well it actually did. If you have the Z6 with the eye and phase detection, it feels like cheating, and with the 40f2 and how light it is, it felt really good. So here's portraits with the Nikon Z6 with the 40f2 lens.
How about you sit?
Ooh, this is nice. 1, 2, 3. The lighting.
Wow.
Wow. It's a little bright on the forehead because that's weak. Yeah, right there. Here, hold that. 1, 2, 3. Should hold it like up towards me. I just want to see like that. There you go. Nice. 2, 3. One, 2, 3. All right. I want to see these right here too, because these flowers are right here. Is it gonna be? I just want to see if we come up just a little closer, where you're touching like that right there. Yep. Nice. Yeah, just like that's fine. Yeah. 2, 3. Ooh, nice. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. Good. I like these. Check it out.
Oh wow. I love it.
Yeah.
Put your head like a little bit to the left.
2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That right there, great. 2, 3. Ooh, nice. I like it. So what did you think about those portraits with the 40 f2? Let me know in the comments because I'm interested in what you think about this lens as a portrait lens. So overall, I think this lens is underrated. I think the Nikon 40 f2 is that lens that will give your images that certain type of characteristic. This lens falls right in between the 35 and 50mm 1.8s lenses, and I think it's a sweet spot. I really do wish Nikon made a 40 f 1.2 lens, but I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon. Other than not being sharp, it's pretty hard to tell the difference between the 50 and the 40 focal length. And like I said earlier, I did share the 40 f2 portraits that I just had earlier on my social media, and I was asking people if they knew if it was a 50 or 40, and most of them couldn't tell if it was a 50 or 40. So that's how close it is in focal length. And you know, while it does feel very plastic, don't let that bother you because the image quality is actually not too bad. I know other reviewers have said that it's really bad at 100%, which for an f2 lens, it's not bad, especially if the 50 1.8s is out of your reach budget wise. This lens would be just fine for you, especially since it's a lot smaller, lighter, and cheaper than the 50 1.8s and the 35 1.8s. So for price, weight, and size, I think the 40 f2 is a winner in that range, especially if your budget isn't within the 50 or the 35 1.8s lenses. I really enjoyed using this lens when I was walking around the streets of Portland, Maine. The f2 aperture makes it for an excellent lens for nighttime photography. So I'll have the links in the description below if you're interested in purchasing this 40 f2. I'm not sponsored by Nikon or anyone else, so if you click on that link, I really appreciate that. I am an Amazon affiliate, so I really appreciate it if you click on the link. It helps me out, and I really appreciate you for the support. And if you have this lens, leave a comment and let me know what you think about it. If you are thinking about getting one, leave a comment below too, because I'll try my best to answer your questions. So I do know that the new mirrorless cameras are pretty expensive, so check out my other videos on my channel where I review the older Nikon DSLR cameras and lenses. That's much more budget friendly if you're interested in that, and especially if that's within your budget. And if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe, as it does help my channel grow. I do have social media on Facebook, Instagram, so if you see me there, give me a follow and I'll try to follow you back. Again, I really appreciate you all watching, and again, if you have any questions about this lens, leave a comment. If you've come this far, seriously, thanks a bunch. See ya.